everyone, and welcome to my review of What We Do in the Shadows. Yes, this is a brand new documentary from the minds of Flight of the Conchords, Eagle vs. Shark, and probably everything that is funny today from New Zealand. Now, I did recognize a few of the cast members from the movie, and the two main cast members of this film actually wrote and directed this movie. And one of those, of course, is from Flight of the Conchords, Jermaine Clement. Really I think he's one of the best comedian, actor, musicians working today. And I had a lot of excitement. I've heard some great things about this movie. I was hoping to laugh. Everybody says it's funny. Is it funny? Let's find out. What is it about? It is a mockumentary about the lives of vampires, all kinds of vampires, kind of living in this loft. There's about 3 to 4 of them living in this loft in New Zealand. And yet throughout the documentary, or mockumentary, a documentary crew follows them around as they go day to day, living their lives and opening up to the world of how they live, how they survive, how they eat, who they eat, and how they just get around. Because most of these vampires, one of them actually has been around, I think, for over 3,000 to 8,000 years. Nosferatu, it looks like a Nosferatu. I mean, there's a Twilight vampire, and there's a couple Dracula vampires, and then it looks like there's one Lestat vampire, or maybe he's Brad Pitt vampire. Anyways, but some of them have been around for hundreds of years, and some of them might have just been around just a few days. So we get to know these cast of characters. Now, yes, I recognize Jermaine, and we also, other than vampires, we get to know werewolves and zombies and other kinds of weird mythological demons and characters and creatures from just the history of weird. In this very weird, strange, hilarious, funny movie that I just absolutely love the hell out of it. Gosh, where do I begin? How do I begin with this movie? Again, I love the premise. I love mockumentaries. I love documentaries, but I love when a documentary can be fake and fun and phony, at the same time feel real and genuine in its presentation. And what I really loved about this film is that we really get to know these guys, and there's a storyline for each of the vampires we get to know, as they all are preparing to go to this big huge masquerade called the Unholy Masquerade, which just happens to be on June 6th at 6 o'clock, so 666, ooh, scary. Another thing I really liked about this film is that, yes, it is consistently funny. It always hits its mark, but it's not afraid to be gross. Now, I don't mean like sexually gross, but violently gross and terrifying at the same time. And that's what I was really surprised at. This is not just a great comedy, but this is a wonderful, spectacular horror comedy that I think horror fans will just eat up, especially people that really love vampires and love. From what I get, I'm not an aficionado, but this seems like it's true to vampire lore and how they have to survive, how they have to eat. You know, they're not falling in love. Well, they kind of are a little bit, but they have to, you know, they see a human that they need to get their blood, and they need to eat it, and it's quite violent at times, and it doesn't shy away from that. At the same time, it's not a gross out fest, but it doesn't feel sick and wrong. It feels dark and funny. So that's what I appreciated, that it's a pretty dark film, and not afraid to go to the dark side. At the same time, be extremely funny. The New Zealand, God bless them. They are just some of the best comedian artists working today, and I just absolutely loved and ate up this film so much. I can't recommend it enough. If you love horror films, if you love comedies, if you love documentaries, and you want to see that all wrapped into one movie in a very funny and clever way, then you got to check out What We Do in the Shadows. It is a great comedy, and the first great comedy for me, even though some people will probably think it's a comedy from last year. They probably saw it last year, but I saw it in 2015. So for me, it's going to be a 2015 and the first really great comedy of the year. I loved every minute. The movie's an hour and 26 minutes, and it's just not afraid to push boundaries, have a lot of fun, don't take itself too seriously, and then just kind of make fun of the, it's making fun of the vampire lore and mythology and what has happened in pop culture with vampires. At the same time, it respects it and honors it, and it's trying to live up to it. And now I think it's going to be considered one of the best, greatest, probably for some people who really love vampire movies, it's going to be one of the best vampire comedy horror films in the world. I think that's what it's going to be. Give it some time. It's not getting a wide release right now, which is pretty sad, and I hope that through time it'll get seen more, whether it's through the internet or through television, because New Zealand just is hitting it. They rocking it, man. They are hilarious, and I love their sense of humor, their sense of style, and I really enjoyed this film. You know, maybe it's not perfection in any way, but for me it's as close as possible to get to perfection. And for that, I am going to give What We Do in the Shadows. I'm gonna give the film a solid 3.5 stars out of 4. I'm MovieManCHAD. Please like, comment, subscribe to my channel. I'm also on Twitter, and I'm on Facebook. And please go to WeLiveFilm.com and subscribe right here on YouTube to We Live Film. Also go to Long Beach Acting and Film Association right here on Facebook and Twitter. Please also go to MoviePile.com. And if you've seen this movie, please comment below and let me know what you thought of it. Did you enjoy it? Did you not? In the meantime, please subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this review, and I'd really appreciate it no matter what. Have a great day, a wonderful night, and a wonderful life, and I'll talk to you at my next movie review. Bye, everyone. Peace be with you, my friends.